Fred Brewington, it's so good to see you today. Please put in context how important today is.
Today is a day that marks a very important point in history, not just in the town of Hempstead, but across our nation, where people that were once enslaved rise up and come to a point where they have had to battle for their rights. Dorothy Goosby stands for that proposition. She stands for those who have come before and those who are yet to come. And she stands in the hallmarks of those who are great women in our country.
You know, I want to ask you real briefly to explain what the political landscape was like before the lawsuit.
Well, before the lawsuit, the political landscape was a land full of landmines. I mean, it was a battlefield, and African Americans did not stand a chance, and that was because of the at-large voting system that existed. We had to dismantle that form of government and create a system that would allow for districts to be created. Dorothy Goosby being elected into that seat in the first councilmatic district stands now as a marker for so many others who have come behind her. Really, Goosby is the grandmother of all voting rights cases in the Northeast.
Absolutely. I just want if you could say a few words about a pioneer who really fought hard in Nassau County before the lawsuit under the old regime, and talk a little bit about John Kearse.
John Kearse was essentially the foundation upon which many of these fights were won. When we look at the case against the Board of Supervisors, Jackson versus the Board of Supervisors, John Kearse was part of the instrumentality that led to that. And people don't understand, Goosby preceded the change of Nassau County government in terms of being filed. And the Jackson versus the County of Nassau Board of Supervisors happened because of Goosby's statistics that we gave to their lawyers, and they won a motion, what's called summary judgment, by the judge looking at the statistics and saying, there's no way, County of Nassau, that you can win. I'm ruling without a trial for the plaintiffs. And there was born the Nassau County Legislature. John Kearse was one of the major people that helped to create that and stood to try and make sure that we got everything, including an Office of Minority Affairs.
You know, you are in a recent case out in Suffolk County that's sort of related to a voting rights case amongst people of Spanish descent.
That's right.
Talk a little about, if you can, just a little bit about that case.
Well, Flores is the cousin. It's Flores versus the town of Islip. That is the cousin to the Goosby case on Long Island. It almost mirrors it, except for we're changing black people for brown people.
Yeah.
I mean, in that situation, the Hispanic community had been depressed and had been underfoot politically for so long and had not been able to elect a candidate of their choice. Just last December, we were able to turn that system around. And this November 2021, the Latino community of Islip will have the ability to elect a candidate of their choice. And let me say that their brothers and their sisters that live door to door with them, the African American community, will have an ability to influence another district, and potentially they may have 2 people of color on the Islip Town Board when they never had any.
Brother Brewington, I want to say thank you so very much for your time. Thank you for all the work that you've done. I've watched you from afar for many years. And again, thank you so very much for all you do.
Well, thank you, and thank you for getting the message out there to folks. I know you, and you are working hard to make sure people get the information and the history.
Thank you so much.